Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest, recurring guest. He has been on the show before. It is the playmaker, Hall of Famer, Michael Irvin, in the flesh. Great to see you. Look incredible.
Well, thanks for saying that. Thanks, I appreciate it.
No, you do.
I mean it.
I think you're the best dressed person that's ever come through part of my tape.
Yeah. Still got all your hair, too.
Yeah.
Looking
it
great.
Is real hair. You guys do know this is – okay, all you guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty good, right? I see.
Yeah, we got hair.
I got most of my hair.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got a hat on. But okay,
he's getting a little balding.
This is the one thing. This is the one thing, man. I don't know why it affects men so much.
Yeah.
Like, it is the real. Even when I'm on with Stephen A., right, and he messes with me, telling me, oh, you're wearing a toupee. It's not a toupee. My hair is real. I want to get back on Stephen A., but I don't want to lose my audience.
Yeah.
Because if I get back on him because his hair's rescinding, man, your hair is leaving right now. It's walking away from us as we sit right here talking. You know what I'm saying? That's 90% of the men out there, and I don't want to lose my audience.
Yes.
So I just have to let it go.
Yeah, that's true. You can't if you go after bald guys
right
on a sports show.
You're putting yourself
people
in
are
harm's
turn
way.
it off and be like,
right.
"What the fuck did he just say?"
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes,
Dudes do it, man. It is tied to our ego.
Yes.
It is really tied to our ego.
So, like I said, we've had you on before, so we don't have to bring back up the when we played in the cold, it was cold.
That
tweets
was
and all that
funny.
stuff.
That
So we want to talk. We want to talk about some football. But you mentioned Stephen A. We are big fans of Stephen A. Is there any prep that you do mentally to know, like when you go into the battle with him, knowing like he's going to pull out all the tricks, he's going to twist everything. He's a master at what he does. Like, how do you deal with that?
He is a master at what he does.
Yeah.
And you got it, and people don't understand that even that there's a talent to it all, and he does have a talent. I was going off one day about the Cowboys and their defense, finger licking good. I must have gone on an 8-9 minute rant. Really small sermon, a sermonic speech is what I call it, a sermonic speech. I gave it to you, put some word in there and everything. But he stayed out. Did not interrupt. People you underestimate true talent like that. That's a gift too. Like, hey, it's your show. I know when I got to pull out and just let you go. It's his show, and he pulls back and let me go. So yeah, the only prep I got to do is I know what I'm going into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I work Sunday morning. Stephen A's tweeting at my show Sunday. I'm watching you. I heard what you said. Be ready tomorrow. Stop, man. Yeah. One show over here, one show over there.
Well, he's ducking you right now. He said he's out. He says that he has COVID right now. I don't know if you saw this tweet that he sent to you this morning.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
You were on the show. He said, well, you ruined one of his favorite segments, Michael. You ruined his favorite segment this morning. He said that you put Tony Pollard over Derrick Henry.
Right.
In terms of your best running back of the weekend. That's right. That's Stephen A. Smith's favorite segment that he gets to do on Mondays. You put Tony Pollard, your Cowboy, over there. Would you like to apologize to Stephen A. Smith for ruining his favorite segment?
Absolutely not, because they gave me that playmakers. I am the noun. I'm bringing up the adjective. They are a playmaker. I am the playmaker. I'm the noun. They're the adjective. I pick my playmakers. And I put themes on my playmakers. Like today, it was a mighty rushing win. Acts 2:2 talks about it. When all one place on one accord, you will know it comes sound like a mighty rushing wind. But you take the D off. It was mighty rushing wind, W-I-N. Mm-hmm. All the guys that did a mighty job rushing the football to get the win. Now, Pollard's number one because he took 15 rushes to get 131 yards.
Incredible, yeah.
15 rushes to get 131 yards. It's not just the number of yards. It's also how many times did I have to touch the ball to get it. Derrick Henry, I think, had 32 carries for 219 yards. And I like talking distance travel, too. Derrick Henry, that motar, I call him a motar, half man, half machine. Okay. That motar, it's his sixth time rushing for 200 yards.
Yeah.
Sixth time. The three dudes that have done it three times, when I say their names, you go, oh. I mean, you're talking about LaDainian Tomlinson, Barry Sanders, and Jim Dan Brown.
Yeah.
It don't get no better than that. Yeah. And they only did it three times. And he did it six times. That's why I didn't bring him number one, because, hey, he's used to this.
And he said it four times against the Texans.
Yeah, the last four times he's played the Texans, he's done it. Yeah.
Four times.
All right, so Tony Pollard was incredible.
There's always one team you know you could just dust
who is that
anytime.
team for you?
Well, since I won so many rings, I had quite a few teams like that.
You had a lot of teams like that too. Was there one team though that you're like, I know I got them every time?
I would have to say it was Arizona Cardinals. Every time.
No matter what.
We got it. We're going to beat them. We got them.
And they were in the East back
then. They were in the East back
yes.
then. They were in the East. And then they went and drafted Aeneas Williams. And Aeneas Williams, he's in the Hall of Fame, cornerback. He's a great dude, man. And he and I battled for quite a few years, and he's in Dallas area a lot. So we used to battle, and then, I would run into him in the restaurants. So we became, he's a pastor. We became great friends. But I would say, yeah, I've had my best games against Arizona.
What? So the Tony Pollard thing, this is obviously relevant right this second because Jerry Jones came out and said that Zeke is still the starting running back.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely. Tony Pollard ran the ball 14 times, people.
He's electric.
14 times. It's very explosive. And that's why I made him number one playmaker. You go 14 rushes for 131 yards. That's more than 32 for 209 for me, 219. I mean, that's what Derek had, 219. But yes, I believe that. He's absolutely. It's 14 rushes. A true bell cow back is Derrick Henry, who got 32 rushes. You see what I mean? So Pollard, we can't run him 30 times. That's not him. So Zeke starts. It's a mentality in an order. And that team is built around Dak Prescott and Zeke. They came in together. 2-1-4. That's the area code in Dallas. 21 Zeke. Number 4 is Dak. That's the area code. That's how you got to run that team. I don't care who you start, but Tony gets about 14 carries. Zeke carries the rest of the load.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What about a playmaker at wide receiver that's still the name's kind of out there right now? It seems like he's doing a bit of a free agency tour, almost like a college kid getting recruited. Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
Would you like to see Odell on the Cowboys?
Ooh.
I would love to see Odell on the Cowboys. But even bigger than that, I guarantee you, I can tell you Odell would love to see Odell on the Cowboys.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah?
Trust me.
He wants to wear the star?
Trust me. I know Odell. Odell and I have had conversations about that a long time ago.
Now, do you think Odell could be a number 2 receiver? Because CD right now.
Right.
CD. Now, I read a stat about CD where it's like he had 5 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. And that means he's got 195 career receptions. That's the most by a Cowboy in his first 40 games. So CD is, he's on his way,
and he's playing well now. All of that, not because CD's my guy. You know what I mean. We got him in the 88. You know what I mean. He's in the 88 club and everything. But we are throwing the ball more now, and that's also Lynn's hands too. Yeah, Odell can be in that. Odell can be there. You're throwing the ball. All right, we're passing the ball so many times. Way more than we were when we were playing. You got 25 passes a game.
Yeah.
We got 25 passes. I remember being at the Pro Bowl with Tim Brown, and Tim Brown said, Michael, man, he's from Dallas. He said, man, and my contract up, I'm thinking about coming home, man, and playing. I'm like, no, we don't need that. We only got 25 passes. Mm-hmm. I got to get my 8, 9. I got to catch my 8 and 9. Jay going to catch him about 4 or 5. And, there just wasn't enough to go around. Now you can have 2 number 1s on a football team.
That's
because
true.
They're throwing the ball so much. It's the passing game now that wins it. So, yeah, Odell Beckham would light up Dallas. Odell has to be, you got to understand, Odell has to be in a place where the lights are bright for him to be his best. You can't stick him in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It kills his light.
It's like a flower.
Yeah.
He needs to be in the sun.
Yeah,
he needs to be in the
there.
sun. You can't stick him in Cleveland. Put him in L.A., put him in New York, put him in Dallas where that light is bright.
That's where the one-handed catch was in
You'll
Dallas.
watch a beautiful flower.
So you think it's a possibility about Dallas?
Odell, I think it's more of a possibility now because, of course, he liked what he won last year with the Rams, but the Rams are looking so bad right now. Even Odell couldn't fix that. But Odell to the Cowboys can tilt the balance towards the Cowboys. And Odell can come in and be a savior because he wants to be a savior, too. That's how he gets his money, too. He's a savior. Yeah, he can come and help save the Cowboys.
So we have this conversation all the time on the podcast. PFT is a Washington football fan. I'm a Bears fan. We always talk about the quarterbacks and, do you have the guy? because having the guy that's everything, right?
Right.
Like, Troy Aikman was the guy. Is Dak the guy? Are you?
Yes.
Do you have any reservation about it?
No,
None.
no. And Dak this is such a unique situation. This is why I try to even talk about when we lean over into the Zeke situation. Very rarely do you have it in the NFL where your quarterback really is the heart and soul of your football team. Mm-hmm. That's what Tom Brady has been for his football teams. So you get leadership. We ordained quarterbacks as leaders, but they're not always great leaders. They're not, more than likely, they're not great leaders.
Yeah.
More than likely.
And it helps a lot when he is a natural leader.
He's a natural leader, and that's what Dak is. And Dak and Zeke, they're so tied together. That's why I keep saying, guys, you can't mess up the structure of this team. You can't mess up the order of this team. Guys come in that locker room, they look at Zeke, they look at Dak to check. Am I giving out enough? Am I doing right? Am I doing what I need to do? So yes, you got to keep that order in place.
Okay, I like that answer because we've had Dak on a couple times. We don't know him personally, and I think he's always, whenever he's healthy, he looks incredible.
Yeah,
it's just staying healthy is obviously the part.
And it's only the last few years, even those kind of things, staying healthy has been the issue because he's been hurt the last few years. But before that, he stayed healthy. He had never gotten hurt. So I know what he's going through when you're dealing with the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys of being hurt on a football field, and you can't play your team looking at you. It's the worst thing in the world because you feel like you're letting everybody down. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You feel. I had a broken neck, and I was trying to get back on the football field. I just felt like I was letting my boys down. It's just the worst feeling in the world. So yeah, no doubt, this thing goes through Dak.
Yeah, like you said, with your broken neck, you had a significant injury in Philadelphia at one point in your career. And we've been talking a lot about the Eagles. Yeah. There's been a lot of discussion about Philadelphia being a good sports town recently. You have a very intimate relationship with the city of Philadelphia because they did boo you when you got hurt there.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Okay,
why's that?
I've been whooping their ass for a long time.
So our guy Max right here, he's a Philly guy. He was at that game and he booed you.
Max, did you boo, man?
He was a little kid. He was 5 years old.
Yeah, that was probably me. I was probably a 5-year-old kid saying all the nasty things.
You're the one I heard. Man, yeah, that was it was crazy. You know what? That night, Jeffrey Lurie, of course, the owner, came to my room, my hotel, my hospital room, and he was just, he was vexed. He was vexed. His spirit. Lips were moving, he was crying. He said, "Man, I'm so sorry, Michael. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that." And I wanted to free him. You know what I mean? I just saw his spirit so vexed. I really wanted to free him, but I really believed that. I said, "Man, Mr. Lurie, we're good." I said, "Them people, they were not cheering that I was hurt. They would just say, get his black ass out of here. He's been killing us for years." And I understand. They are right.
That's true. They don't boo nobody.
They were right.
Reggie Jackson,
man.
yeah.
And it's not like when I was winning, I was polite about it. I put my arms up, hey, first down and all in your face. So, it was cool. And now it's so funny. Now I go back to Philly, and even when I'm doing a game, when I get ready to talk, Dallas up, they won't even let me talk. You can't even hear what I'm saying on TV. And Dallas ain't even playing. It's Green Bay and Philly playing. Green Bay and Philly was playing. And I was like, what the Dallas is not even here. What is all this right here? And I turned to one guy, and I said, man, you playing Philly. What are you yelling it for? He said, listen, Michael, I don't like Philly, and Philly don't like us. But the one thing we both can agree on, we both hate the Dallas Cowboys more. Dallas suck. I said, okay, I get it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so the other big story out of the NFC East this year, the Giants. You kind of called it. I want to hear your take about. So in the preseason, they had a big fight, and you were on the record. You're like, I like that they're fighting.
Right.
So explain that for people who didn't play in the NFL, because a lot of times we'll see the fights and be like, what's going on? Aaron Donald, with his fight, intra-squad.
What I wanted people to point to, and they were trying to, what kind of control they have, and they're fighting on the first. What? Hey, you mean tell me these dudes are competing on the first day that they get into a fight? That means that's great. That's great. You want the mindset just like that. Every time we step on this field, we come to do something. And I want to compete Every time. And we're talking about the first day in this spa-like league now, where the first few days you go to camp, you got to walk through. You can't even go more than 5 miles an hour. It'll be a violation of some CBA agreement. When Jimmy Johnson put us through 3 workouts, 3 full padded workouts, really hitting. And now it's just, so to get that kind of competition on day one says something is working.
Yeah.
And nobody else caught that. Nobody else
you
caught
had it.
Nobody else caught it. I was the first one to say that Philly is headed towards dynasty. That was
dynasty. Now we're talking dynasty.
Yeah, that's what I said that this summer in Philly. Before the season even started, I said, oh, my God, if they had the right hand on the steering wheel and the right hand on the center, if these hands work out, they can be doing something for quite a while, and they are working out.
What is it about Philly? What are they doing right that makes you such a believer? Like, it's one thing to say, I think the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. You jumped right into they're going to have a dynasty.
Yeah, but there are a couple of things you look at. Because the spirit of a team is going to permeate the locker room. There's going to be some hard moments in the midst of a game. Hard moments. Tough moments. Do we have something that brings us together? And Philly has that. You get Jalen Hurts. You go get Devontae Smith. You go get A.J. Brown. All of these guys can have a little chip on their shoulder. Is that my phone?
Yeah.
Might be.
All these
Odell?
guys have a chip on their shoulder.
You got to get into your Louis Vuitton bag.
Saying yes.
Who's FaceTiming you?
I'm on the air. I can't talk right now.
Is that Odell?
Don't tell them.
Who was it?
You don't even know.
Okay.
You don't even know.
I think Michael
I wanna
Irvin.
know.
I think he's still got that dog in there.
Of course, we all do.
Yeah.
We all do. I'm going to get to Philly and I'll tell you about that dog and all of us. Let me finish with the Philly thing. So Philly has these guys, very talented guys. Jalen Hurts and Arthur Brown already been friends. These guys, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, they can all say, nobody gave us a chance. See, there's the connector. A.J. Brown, Tennessee wanted to get rid of me.
Oh, this person really wants to get in touch with you.
That's my doorbell.
Oh, he's pulling out a different phone.
I got to watch people to see who's trying to come and get my money. You know what I'm saying? Who's trying to get my, I answer the phone. Are you making me money or trying to take my money? If make it, I can say, hello, I'm taking, please hang up. That's what I say. You see what I'm saying? That's how I answer the phone. But yeah, I like Philly because they have something that connects them. We see the talent. But do you have that one thing that connects you? I always say to people, football teams and organizations never win championships. It's got to be a football family because it's going to come down to the peaks and the valleys of the season. And if you go in a valley and you can come closer like family, then you can come out that valley better. And these guys have history together. They have this thing that nobody is giving us a chance. And you put that together with talent, yeah, you got something. Let me tell you about the dog in us.
Yeah.
All of us have at least 2 of us in each of us. Some even have more.
Whoa.
Some even have more. All of us have at least 2 of us in each of us. The great men in this world tries to manage the kid so he doesn't mess up the king. We both got a kid and king in us. You want to manage that little kid so he doesn't mess up the king. Because the kid be want to do a lot of crazy things. You know what I mean? But the king be like, dude, you can't do that. Oh, calm down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do it. So I think that's what I tell all great men. You got to make sure, because it's real. The Bible already says we all fall short of the glory. So all of y'all, they say, I'm perfect. No, you're not perfect. You got some issues. You just ain't told nobody. That's your kid. We all got our kid. We all got our issues. There's no one in this room that has given up everything and told anybody everything. You got something you ain't telling nobody because you don't want to let that damn kid out.
Yeah.
That's just
I like it.
Never trust a man that doesn't have any vices whatsoever.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because they're keeping a big one from you.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I
you're
can
nodding.
buy that.
Yeah.
I can buy that. I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
buy that.
Let me know some of yours, but that's fine.
We all got some.
Yeah.
We all got some.
It's actually
You're
better
right.
when people know your vice because then it's like you know it.
Right. And that's why it's so funny because, with the problem they were having when Jim Irsay came out on Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
That's why they said.
Yeah.
Or they send Jim Irsay, because what can he say about
Yeah.
Jim Irsay?
We
It's
all know
already
it.
out.
We all know
It's
it.
a good freedom. He's
true.
already out. You know
is.
what I mean? So I have a freedom of that. I just think the Bible says, confess one ye to another, pray one ye for the other. In this we shall find healing. So confessing your journey, what he means by that is, when we talk, we'll find out we're going through the same things. But nobody ever talks. So you go through the issues isolated because you're not talking with anybody, because the devil has told you to shut down and don't say anything. Now you're going crazy dealing with it by yourself. If you open up and talk to a few dudes say, man, I'm dealing with the same thing. Or you can meet people or find people in different spectrums, at different spectrums of the problem. You know what I mean? And they can tell you how they came out of it, how they did things. That's why it's important to talk. And I'm like Irsay. Y'all know about my junk. So
Yeah.
I'm free.
Hurt people too. That's
is
the
true,
one.
too.
That's my favorite Bible passage, because that actually is the truth, where people will come at you and you're like, "What's going on?"
Right.
There's something, you're not doing this because
It's
you
something
just want
else.
to be
There's
mean. There's something going on with
There's
yourself
something else going
that you're
on.
pushing off to someone else.
And trying to discover and discern that is a whole nother world.
Yeah, yeah. So you said a point about the Eagles having a family, connecting, what they're connected with.
And yeah, right.
What was your Cowboys team? What was that connection? Was it the White House?
Well, no. Our connection was losing them damn games early, and getting our heads kicked in. Now the reason we were able to be successful, and to this day, I got a text the other day, last Monday from Troy, right after Monday Night Football. He said, man, I'm getting ready to get on the plane and get back, man. I just want to tell you guys I love you. You know, me and Emmett. That right there.
Yeah.
You know, because we came in, we went 3-13, and Troy 1-15. We lost early. We had 10. We used to have all these team meetings and talk about things going to change, and they never did. We went right there and lost some more. But when we did turn it around, we never had a problem. To this day, we've never had.
That's
a problem.
awesome. That's great.
We've never had an issue to this day, and every time we talk or text each other, we end it with "I love you, man." And it's just a beautiful thing. And Jalen Hurts brings this. He brings this. What a hell of a great leader he is. And I'm going to tell you something. You guys know enough about rubber banding. When you go all the way one side to the other, it's glorious. Imagine having Carson Wentz, who was aloof.
Yeah.
And everybody said he wasn't a great leader. They even wanted Nick Foles over him. Now you go from Carson Wentz, who's aloof and not a great leader, to this dude, Jalen Hurts, who at the end of every meeting and in every game, he stands in there, he talks to his team. At the end of that speech, he always says, family, I love you guys, and they go crazy.
Yeah.
They go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I said, God darn it. Darn, man, somebody get. That joker said something, man, I messed it up the first time, but I thought it was a great one. He said, I tell all my guys, man, we cannot be the thermometer in the room. We got to be the thermostat.
Ooh. Wow.
Dude, a thermometer just feels the temperature.
Yeah.
A thermostat sets the temperature.
I like
That's
that.
powerful.
Yeah.
That's great stuff, man.
That is great
I'm
stuff.
a steal that. I just can't.
And I mean, Jalen Hurts, we saw it at Alabama, the way he dealt with the Tua situation. And he was ready to come back in when Tua went out in the SEC championship game.
Right.
Like, that tells you everything you need to know about him as a
right
leader.
over to Oklahoma
Yeah.
and win a starting job and everything. There's something different about this dude. And we only talk about the physical most of the time when it comes to football. How fast he runs, how high he jumps, how far he throws. But the reality is, what kind of leader are you? Can you get men following you?
Does the physical, though, like when Jalen Hurts is squatting like 700 pounds, that also the team has to be like, well, this guy's fucking insane.
Well, what it does is it say, hey, all of those little 4th and 1s where they just pack everybody and go, it gives you hope.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. I was telling them this today on First Take. What does hope do? Hope will dictate your effort. Hope will always dictate effort. If somebody gives you a lot of hope, man, you're going to give out a whole lot of effort because you got hope, man, I can do this. But if you have a little bit of hope, you're going to give less effort.
Yeah.
Hope will dictate. It's human nature. It's human nature. Hope will dictate effort. And they know every time they get up in that 4th and 1, we good. Jalen Hurts swat 600, and we go do so it gives them that hope, which makes them put down more effort.
That's how everyone talks about Tom Brady, and there's definitely that's part of the game that can't be measured in a stat sheet. When you hear any of them talk about being down in a game, and they look in the huddle and they're like, well, we have Tom Brady,
and right, and that's the only and that's why I can't count them out in the NFC South.
I know
there's nothing in the South.
Can't either.
Atlanta, Carolina. What is that? You know what I mean? Atlanta, Carolina. I'm not taking Tom Brady out on Atlanta, Carolina.
In New Orleans,
not doing it. You see what I mean? That's what I say. Are the Saints? I'm not taking Tom Brady out for Andy damn Dalton.
Yeah.
Are you joking? I'm not doing it. So I'm still saying, hey, man, I can't pick any of them teams in the South. I'm still going with Tom Brady.
Okay, what about on the AFC side of things? The Philadelphia Eagles, obviously, I think, are them and the Cowboys. They look to be the best teams in the NFC.
And the 49ers now that they got Christian McCaffrey.
They could put something together. It's crazy the element that he brings to the run game. We always used to say like you could plug anybody into Kyle Shanahan's system and you could squeeze 1,100 yards out of whoever back there.
But when you get
this
this
kind
kind of
star
dude,
in there, it's like holy shit.
When you get this kind of dude,
it's incredible.
And it's not just it's not just a one-cut runner. That catch he made, you guys know why running backs can't make plays like that? Think about it. All their lives, they never had to track a ball that long. Yeah. Running backs run little swing passes, so you got to track the ball from the quarterback to you. It's 10 yards at the most, 12 yards at the most. The issue becomes, and very few running backs can do it, is when you send them up the field. Like that catch Christian McCaffrey made. That was an up-the-field catch. That's a running back tracking the ball for 40 yards. That's not what they do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what they do. They get handed the ball. They don't have to track it. I can track that mug. I can, no matter what, and put my body in position to catch it. Not many running backs can do it. Christian McCaffrey can.
Yes, so you're right. I guess out of the West, the Niners look like they could cause some people some problems in the playoffs.
And that defense is still getting better because they still got a lot of guys out.
Yep.
And they're coming back now.
On the AFC side, it looks like Bills and Chiefs is what it's going to come down to, probably.
Right. And I'm going to tell you something. That's another thing, too, man. I've been on Patrick Mahomes because I said, everybody said, oh, we're not going to miss Tyreek Hill. Yeah, you'll miss him. You'll miss him. But Patrick Mahomes gives you that thing you need. Now you got a bunch of 2 and 3 receivers, right? 2 and 3, not a real pure number one. But Patrick Mahomes gives you so many opportunities. So I can take the 2s and the 3s and win with them because I'm going to give them a second and third route within the first route.
You can also say Travis Kelce is the number one receiver,
but Travis
right?
Kelce, he's the number one target.
Yeah.
He's the number one receiver. Yeah, we're going to give him one receiver, number one target as a tight end. But, boy, he's a beast. He's a great dude, too, man. I love Travis Kelce. That's my guy of all guys, Travis Kelce. But Patrick Mahomes, when you give a receiver a second chance and then a third chance, dude, I mean, he's just incredible with that football, man. He is absolutely incredible. So, yeah, I got the Chiefs. I got Buffalo. You saw what Buffalo looked like last night. But I'm telling you right now, I got Miami in that whole race.
Oh,
okay.
Miami with Tua is a different Miami. Miami with Tua's 5-0 this season. And what has happened this season is great for Tua. I know everybody's been talking about the injuries and everything, but what I'm saying is when Tua was out, they lose. When Tua's been in, they win. It's solidified in the locker room. If anybody had any doubt, that's our guy.
Yeah.
We need this guy. So now, back to the hope dictating effort, I know we got our guy. I can give all I got in this effort.
Yes. It's a good point. Like, the difference between watching the Dolphins with and without him is, like, stark. And you're like, okay.
Right.
You need him for that hope.
Right. And as much as coming into the season, nobody said Tua has definitely made his mark that he's going to be the quarterback of the future. I say now he's made his mark.
Yeah.
He's the quarterback of the future.
So can I bring up not the best stuff when we're talking about the Dolphins? Let's stay there. The U is just in shambles. What's going on? When is the U going to be back? When is the monster returning?
I think we're coming back now. I know everybody wanted to be
big
this
win
year.
against Virginia in overtime by 2.
Right, by 2. But it's going to take some time to get in coach. We got to get coach guys in. We got to get
That's true. It's an overhaul.
Right. We got to get Mario guys in. And listen, one of the things Coach talked to me about when he first got it, he said, man, we got to do some heavy recruiting.
Yeah.
Truth is the cupboard is bare. We had to do some heavy recruiting and get some more guys in here, some guys that can help us win games. And I think they're doing that. They're getting those guys in there. So I want to give them a year or two and then get his guys in and let's see. But Chris Ball's our guy.
Okay, so you is in a work in progress. I'm not a Miami fan. I'm a fan of Danny Boy Kane, who's a diehard Miami fan. Shout out Danny Boy Kane.
Right, we got to work the right way and do it the right way. See, here's what I was worried about too. That flash win, those flash wins. And if they would have won that Texas A&M game, which was a close game, I believe that would have catapulted them. You know what I mean?
They would have been back.
Because it gives them that confidence. Now, even if they're back this year and it's not sustainable, now we're on a roller coaster. So I almost rather walk into it instead of, woo, we back, and then next year it's not, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think this slow process is going to work out for us.
What about when your son decided to go to Miami? You know what it's like being a football player at Miami. I'm going to guess you probably had some wild times as a player there. When you sent him off to school, were you excited that he was going to go to Miami, or were you like, hey,
of course,
you got to watch out down there? And
of course.
What was that situation like?
Listen, man, I ain't say all that I want, man. That dude, 22 years old, y'all stop playing. Y'all remember what y'all were like at 21, 22. Things were working very well, and they were always working, even when you ain't want them working. You're just trying to sleep. You're waking up with them working. So, yeah.
You know, Jake.
Right. So I'm expecting, he had a great time down there. I know, I heard you say, boy, you must have really had a great time in Miami. I had a great time every damn day. That was the damn problem.
Speaking of which, I mentioned the White House earlier, do you ever just, catch yourself daydreaming, being like, man, that was fun? That was fun.
Then I got through it good.
Yeah, that was fun, right?
Still got a job. Everything's working out. Damn, that was fun.
That was fun. That was some fun shit.
Now you can say it. Damn, that was fun.
That was fun.
And it brings up a great question because you wonder, what would you do? Would you rather go through life not experiencing any of it and never getting in any trouble and having that straight life is good, or I got a little trouble?
Yeah.
But that shit was fun.
Damn, that was fun. Yeah, because I just think about it, like you gotta. If I were you, I would just every now, if someone sees you, in the ESPN office and you're just daydreaming, I'd be like, I think he's probably just thinking how much fun that was.
That was fun. Yeah, we had to. It was crazy, man. But you got to, man. I was so broke coming out of the ghetto. I couldn't believe they gave me that kind of money, right? And I didn't know what to do with it. So yeah. Yeah, and it was a process too, getting to the White House. You know, White House. We started in the hotels.
Yeah.
That,
crazy.
That
you didn't,
pretty much
you
of a
didn't rent
ruckus.
a house for your parties.
Then we
right
moved
out the
to an apartment, and they were complaining. You know what I mean? So I was like, wait a minute, man. Why do you go to a hotel, the nice hotel, you're gonna spend $300, $400, $500 a night, right? I was like, man, I'm $400, $500 a night. If I did this 4 or 5 times a month, I'm spending $3,000. Somebody else doing this 4 or 5 times a month. So why don't I just take $1,000 from a few people? We get us a big old mansion. And let's you know what I mean? I was trying to, as I said to Jerry, when he called me in the office, when it was breaking news and they found the White House. Hey, right? I remember Leon Lett calling me. Michael, man, I heard the reporters got a hold of the White House. I'm telling you, man, you should shut it down, man. I said, Joker, this ain't no damn movie. This ain't no New Jack City. I ain't closing nothing. Are you crazy? I'm not closing up the White House. I hung up the phone. Man, a few weeks later, man, that thing was breaking on the news. I was in meetings, and it was breaking. And Jerry said, Jerry called me. And I said, now? He said, yeah, I want to talk to you. I said, not now. Getting ready for the game. I said, talk to you. Then he told me all the news was breaking about the White House. He said, Michael, what the hell were you thinking? He says, as long as you tell me the truth, I'm going to back you 100%. Just what were you thinking? I said, honestly, boss, I was trying to do the wrong thing the right way. Shit. That was my exact words. Yeah. He just started laughing. He said, what can I even say to that? He said, what can I say?
He probably was pissed he didn't get an invite. That's right. When he's like, you got to be honest with me. He was like, you should have been honest with me. I should have got the invite.
I better not tell the one time he did say that. I better not tell the one time he did say that. But Jerry's just a great dude. He knows how to move around the issue. After all that stuff, I was on probation. So now they done took the White House. I'm on probation. I can't go to the hotel because it's all the news and business. So they don't even want me in the hotel. It might have helped too. It might have helped. Like even when I was going to the hotel, if I just pulled up in another car.
Yeah.
I pulled up in all these, Mercedes, Bentley, BMW, and they all had Playmaker right on it. Like you think I should have just got a rental or something. Why pull up in it with Playmaker right across this car? And that's how, because when we first got to the White House, it was all good. Everything was working well. And we never parked the cars at the place. We always park somewhere and everybody kind of shuttle over a bus over, so we'll have all these houses in the yard. And we picked the older neighborhood. So, we just kind of sneak in. But, as it gets older and older and later, everybody's drinking, nobody follows the rules.
Right.
So sooner or later we had 30 cars parked all up on the, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how we got busted.
Yeah, I mean, but it sounds like sometimes it's fun to do the wrong thing the right way.
Yeah.
That's
That's
kind of how we operate.
It saved me because even when I got caught, right, when in the hotel, when they caught me in the hotel, and the guy went and got all the information, all the data from all the other times I was in the hotel room. They had everything. I was like, well, they got everything.
That's messed up that they were putting all this manpower into like it was
Boy,
The Wire. Right. Michael Irvin's partying again.
Right. Like, I guarantee they ain't win a Super Bowl since I left. I guarantee you right now, if I was playing right now and they came in that room, they said, oh, finish doing what you're doing. Just get back on the field and win us a Super Bowl.
So, you think that's probably – that might be the problem. Like, why don't the Dallas Cowboys players get their own White House now? Why don't they bring up the team that parties together, win Super Bowls?
Well, and there's something to that. The teams that do spend time together win Super Bowl, you don't have to necessarily be partying like we were, but it does help when you have that kind of union. Yeah. And you usually get that when you're hanging out having fun. You don't get that kind of union and commitment one to another when it's not in the midst of fun.
Yes.
You were talking about Jerry a second ago. I'm curious to know what he was like back in the day and how hands-on he was with the team. Like if you guys lost, would Jerry come into the locker room and talk to you or chew you out or do something different, or would he just let that all up to the coach?
No. Jerry gets to speak sometimes. Jerry will come in and speak, but Jerry's the most optimistic dude in the world, man. Jerry's the most optimistic. He always sees the positive in everything, and it's right away. It's right away, no matter what. I was in a situation one time. Somebody had accused me of something, and I wasn't even there. And I said, Jerry called me to his office then. I said, boss. I said, what? He said, yeah, they're saying. I said, boss, listen. This time, that's not me. This time it wasn't me. This time it wasn't me, right. And he was like, Michael, just tell me the truth. I said, boss, listen to me. This time it wasn't me. Yeah. I wasn't there. I was dropping my daughter off somewhere else. I did this. And he instantly turned. He was like, great, we could use this. He saw the positive in it. Yeah. I'm being blasted everywhere. He saw something positive. Great, we can use this. And you sure you weren't? I said, Jerry, I promise you I wasn't there. And it turned out that I wasn't there. I had to end up suing the station and all the stuff. I got $2 million from him.
Oh, wow.
But nobody ever hears that in the retraction.
Yeah, no, they don't get the retraction. All right, so Playmaker, this has been awesome. I have one last question because I know you're going to do another interview with Out and About guys, which should be fantastic. Last question, Roback question, RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, everything at Roback.com, promo code TAKE. I don't think I asked you this the last time you were on, but our colleague, who we've gotten to know very well, Deion Sanders, what type of teammate was Deion? What was Deion? Because he doesn't drink.
No.
So
don't drink, don't smoke, don't do anything.
Did he go to the White House?
No.
Really?
No.
So what was he like though as a teammate?
Now Deion never did any of that.
Yeah.
Now it's not to say Deion don't like beautiful people when he was young. He liked beautiful people like we all like beautiful people. You know what I'm saying? He definitely liked beautiful people, but he was a little more dolo solo on his beautiful likes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, man. I consider Deion one of my best friends, man. He'll text me the same thing, man. I love you, man. I love you. I told people wherever Deion goes, wherever he goes, he's going to make it better. He's going to make it better. You just, no matter where he goes, he's that good. He's that direct. He's that committed. I used to tell him all the time because we used to travel together when we were trying. He used to, when I first got in the league, got retired, and I got in trouble, lost the job I had on TV. He was really trying to help me get back on TV. He was with CBS. So we were traveling, meeting people like, BET. We were going to do a show, Prime and Mike and Prime, and we were so funny. We were in the meeting with BET, and they were loving it. They wanted to buy it. They were like, what are we going to call it, Mike and Prime or Prime and Mike? And Deion said, I said, Mike and Prime. Mike and Prime, right? Deion said, yeah, we call him Mike and Prime. I said, whoa, he gave it up too easy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I want Prime and Mike. Why did he give it up so easy? There must be something to it. But we just had so much fun, man, and all the things we did, man. And Deion, I love him.
He's the best.
I
He
love
is
him,
really
man.
the best.
I recruited Deion. I brought him over to Dallas. Deion called me when he was in San Francisco, man, and he said, man, listen, man, Dallas is coming at my heart. I said, why must we keep killing each other? Why can't we just play together? Why must we keep killing each other out here? He was like, man, yeah, I'm thinking about it. And I told him then, I said, whatever you think San Fran is, multiply it by 10 and you'll scratch the surface of what it's like playing for the Dallas
That's a
Cowboys.
good sale.
You think he was sick of having to guard you? So he's like, I'll just join the Cowboys. That way I don't have to guard Michael Irvin anymore.
Well, I don't know if he was sick of
Who got the
guard,
best
man.
of who?
Deion was such a phenomenal athlete, man. I put Deion on the map. I ran an out and up in college. Out and up, I had this joker beat. I had him beat, man. I saw him bite on the out. I said, oh, this joker gone. He was just a freshman. He just started playing. I said, this joker just bit on that out. And I'm waiting on the ball. Come on, ball, come on. Deion turned around after he ran. He bit on the out, turned back around, caught me with the ball, outran the ball, caught up with me, pushed me down, jumped up, caught the football. I'm laying on the ground looking back like, look at this joker running with my football. Had the ball up, high knees all the way down, man. This is in college. I said, look at this joker now. But I never lost to him in college. I never lost to Florida State in college. We always beat him. But Deion, I've had some great battles with him, man. I call him the greatest. Deion's one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Bar none, one of the greatest athletes, just a physical specimen of physical talent.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else on that list we might not be thinking of, like your best athletes you've ever been on a field with?
Boy, that's a great question.
Great question.
But I haven't seen many people that I will put in the class as an athlete of Deion Sanders. There's nothing Deion can't do. I mean, we were in dunk contests doing basketball and stuff. We used to do dunk contests.
Tackle.
together.
He can't tackle.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't.
He can. He choose not to.
Yeah, right.
On a business decision. Deion, I was like, it's like people were always asking me about blocking. I'm a block. But I can't take that block into Jerry Jones saying, give me more money. I can only take that damn reception in there.
Yeah.
So can we please get to throwing me some passes around here?
Yes.
We can call it, I need a blocker. I got in an argument with somebody one time. He said, man, I'm a better blocker. I said, they can't risk me blocking too much, buddy. I'm too valuable. Catch it. To be risking, blocking all the time. But yeah, man, there's very few people like Deion Sanders.
Yeah. All right. Well, Playmaker, thank you so much for coming in. This has been phenomenal. You're welcome anytime. We love having you on. Your stories are great, so we appreciate it, and hopefully we see you soon.
Absolutely, guys. You guys do see this, right? You understand. This is the only way we get to share and talk. Men won't open up, won't talk. The only way you really get men talking is to come through sports. That's the only way
that's true.
Because we can hold on to our manhood if we're talking to sports. Did you ever notice, too, that even our dating game, our dating life reverts back to sports? Did you score?
Yeah, that's true.
Did you get to second base? Everything we bring back to sports. Everything. So you guys creating a locker room like you have here, it is important.
Yeah.
We can talk about a lot of things, but it's the only way men get therapy to men. As long as we come in the door of sports and we can open up some conversations and have real conversations. I don't mind sharing some of the things we went through because as the Bible says, I'm trying to confess.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pray. And then hopefully we all get better because we all got some issues. As I said, we all trying to mitigate the kid so he doesn't kill our king.
I
love it.
I always
love
say
it.
that therapists should just have a football in their office, and you just have a catch
Right.
You're talking to them. I
Right,
think guys
right.
would open up more about that sort
Yeah,
of thing.
no doubt.
Yeah.
For real, though. That's how we are, man. So that's why it's important that we have things like this. So you guys keep
Yes.
doing what you're doing.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, man.
Thank you very much.